Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and today we're doing our weekly Q&A/update video. So as always, starting off with WWE Immortals. The online match is just a regular season with regular rewards, and the character challenge, only for the next 20 hours now, is for Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose, so he'll probably be gone by the time you're watching this video.
Right, and he's a repeat.
In Mortal Kombat X, the Faction Wars is a regular season. The character challenge for the next 2 days is Kraken Reptile, and the early access pack is Bone Shaper Shinnok. And in Injustice, the online season reward is Ares. The current character challenge is for Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman, and the Survivor gear set will be the 4th World Gear until April 7th. So we finally updated to 2.8.1, and it doesn't look like there's any new content or any noticeable bug fixes from what we've seen. So now is the point in the video where we move on to our Q&A portion of the Q&A/update video. Our first question comes from Scott Robinson, and he says, "Good video, guys. How the hell you get so many credits? Please tell me your secret."
Alright, so hold on, let's get this set up for online fight. Play in the background. Alright, so there's no real secret. I mean, we've answered this before, but we've had a lot more questions recently, so maybe it bears repeating. Our main account that we've been playing since the very beginning, it's been a lot of grinding and glitches. Farming the challenge originally and Bonus Battle 6 got us to level 40 and Evolution or Elite 5 for all our characters. Then there was an update that raised the limits to 50 and Elite to 7, where the gears were introduced, and that's when we started using other glitches to accumulate gears and the new characters. So we've been posting glitches for about 2 years now? 2 years. Yeah. And we accumulated all our credits before the current power glitch, and if you don't know about that, the link for the current power glitch is in the description.
Yeah, so at any given time, we were actually using whatever glitch we had filmed and posted, so you'll actually be able to see at roughly the same times we've been using it.
Right. So for our secondary, and tertiary, and quaternary, and I had to look this up, and quinary accounts, we've gotten someone to set up accounts for us in order to test out certain things. We won't, everybody seems to always ask, well, who did it for you? Can you PM me the information? We won't PM you because YouTube has an awful way of tracking PMs that separates them based on who initiated the conversation. But if you PM us, we can give you that contact information if you want it. And since we're on the topic of hacking,
our next question comes from Ron Chung, and he says, "Okay, no time for that, because if I want to fully augment a character, it takes about a few weeks to play and replay the survival mode, which I always hate. The teams are overpowered after level 11, and augmentation cards always appear to be the little ones, or XP.
Did you already do the Red Sun team?
I don't know. I don't think so. I did.
Right.
It was just the bottom one so far, but it might have been the Red Sun team.
Alright. So, yeah, even though we've always been clear that there's a difference between glitching and hacking, and even though both are forms of cheating, and we glitch but we don't hack, we try to stay informed about what hackers are doing, and a lot of times we also know how they do it. What's always...
I think we did already do this one.
Is it the same team? It might be.
I don't know. No, actually this is way faster, I think. Never mind.
Alright.
Sorry.
So what always amazed me is that even when there are really good power credit glitches, people were willing to pay real money for hackers to add power credits. But there wasn't nearly the same kind of market for paying to have characters max augmented. So, I mean, let's look at the comparison, right? It seems that there's definitely a market now for paying to have last laugh tickets. And a big part of that is how difficult it is in getting a character augmented. But because let's face it, most people are burnt out after trying to get the Survivor exclusive gear sets. But those are usually doable after a couple hundred tickets for each of the 3 sets. But the augmentations, those are nuts. Alright, so maybe I'm going to post up some of these numbers that I'm going to rattle off on the screen. It takes 38 major, or 75 medium, or 150 minor augments to max out either health or damage. It takes 13 major, or 25 medium, or 50 minor augments to max out crit damage, and it takes 10 major or 17 medium or 50 minor augments to max out crit chance. Alright, so let's math a little bit here. If we assume that each of the major, medium, and minor are equally likely, I mean, we know they're not. Minors seem like they're the most common, so this sort of guesstimation is going to underestimate how many augmentations are needed.
Yeah, because we actually don't really have data about the exact likelihood of each of the augments.
Right. So that's, you need 65 augmentation cards average for health. You need 65 augmentation cards for damage, 22 for crit damage, and 19 for crit chance. So we're talking 171 augmentation cards. I mean, we can't know exactly how many of each you're going to get, but let's try to do some estimates using some informed guesses, right? So you look at the ha. When you've got your tickets, you're going to go into the flashing screen with the Joker. Let's assume you get ha 1 in 8 times, right? Because there's 8 slots. If it's totally random, I mean, maybe if you think you can do better than that, that's great. Sometimes maybe you feel like it's worse, whatever. Let's assume the other 7 and 8 is split evenly between gears and augmentations. That's a little more than a 44% chance of getting augmentations, and so let's round that up to 45% to make the math easy. So out of that 45% chance of augmentations, let's assume 1 in 5 are going to be XP, right? So you've got health damage, crit chance, and XP. I know some people feel like XP are the most common augmentations, but for the sake of our guesstimating, we'll say 1 in 5, since there are 5 types of augmentations. That leaves then 36% chance for the remaining augmentations. So to get 171 augmentation cards with a 36% chance per last ticket, you're going to need to cash in roughly 475 last laugh tickets. And remember, that's sort of the best case scenario. Because, alright, so these are the things that'll make it worse. If the proportion of augmentation cards is skewed towards minor augmentations, that number, 475, goes up. If you get XP augmentations more often than 1 in 5, that number goes up again. And if the augmentations are not distributed in the proportions that are needed, so, you know, you need more for health or damage, you need fewer for crit damage, and the smallest number for crit chance, then instead of 475 tickets for everything, you'll only need 245 tickets to get enough crit damage and crit chance cards, but closer to 725 tickets to get enough augmentations for health and damage. 725! Alright, more math and more guesstimating. Without glitches, if you play Survivor 5 times a day, right, you take all the buy-ins, and you average 6 tickets each time, getting to round 13 every time, plus optimistically an extra 2 tickets from spins on the wheel.
Which is, again,
optimistic.
Yeah, best case scenario.
That's 30 tickets a day.
Or I guess not quite best, but luckier than average.
Yeah. So what, did I say 30 tickets a day?
Yeah, 30 tickets a day.
That would be more than a week to max out one character's crit chance of damage, and more than 3 weeks to max out health and damage. And realistically, most people can't keep up the pace of 30 tickets a day. If we're looking at a more realistic 20 tickets a day, or 140 a week, you're looking at 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks for maxing out crit chance and damage, and more than a month to max out health and damage. So, alright, getting back to the original point about hackers. It amazes me that people are spending money on last laugh tickets, but not on straight up max augmenting a character. Or even like spending it on power credits when there are often power glitches available. I mean, the current one is a little bit risky, and I can understand why people would not want to do that. But really, let's face it though, if you're going to be cashing out 1,000 last laugh tickets yourself, imagine how long it would take you to even maneuver through your augmentations card to put 171 cards, or augmentation cards, on the same character. And it's not like you can just put a large group on at once, right? That's the same swipe over and over again, 171 times. Plus, click on Apply Augmentations and...
Yeah.
Sorry, you were going to say?
Which is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, Warner Brothers really needs to make some sort of modification to the augmentations to not make it so tedious.
Oh, we're loading the next fight, but I think we're done, so I guess we won't watch any of this particular defense battle that we lost. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Komoda.